Episode 11 is here. Sorry it took a little bit, but we're back. Had a busy week. Zach was seeing some friends in New York City. I was at the lake house with some TV buddies up in Door County, but nonetheless, the podcast rolls on. And first and foremost, shout out Miss Laner for these terrific microphones. I mean, how awesome are these?
They're so great. It feels like we're official now. Like we have a real setup going. I mean, until the next step, which is our office when we're next to each other. So
The,
that'll
the,
be
these
later
felt
on.
long overdue.
Long overdue.
And
Yeah,
and the
11
nice
episodes
the nice
about it.
thing too is also as much as the Zoom audio actually is pretty good, now when we talk over each other, it doesn't mute the other person, which is
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
With that said, I'll get into our theme this week, and the theme is why you should prioritize your family. And I'll get right into our first story, Zach. I love this one from top to bottom. So you're not gonna love this at first, and then you'll come around to it. So
Oh
a
no, it
Knicks
comes around.
exactly. So a Knicks fan, Zach. His name is Mitch Widmeier. 8 years ago, his sister Hannah was involved in a car accident that essentially left her disabled. It's traumatic brain injury. She's a paraplegic, but they're both huge Knicks fans. Mitch was an aspiring sports broadcaster. He always wanted to be the New York Knicks radio play-by-play announcer. Put that dream on hold, and now is his sister's full-time caregiver. And then on top of that, for every single Knicks game, he does play by play broadcasting for her so she can enjoy the game with him.
That's I love it because he is still practicing his dream, but under like there's nothing more important than family and how much he loves his sister, and he still gets to do play by play, but for the person that loves him most. You know what I mean? Like,
So it went like super viral. I think it had like over 25 million views on TikTok, but it's literally so cool. Like he literally has a little microphone in front of him, just like you and I, and is watching the game with her, and he's just like, Jalen Brunson for three. Like it is so epic, dude. And it's one of those things where if you don't smile watching that, like you just have no heart.
yeah,
It's just amazing.
it's ah
And
that
you talk about prioritizing family. I mean,
that makes me want to cry. I mean, it's
yeah.
some. I think it was kind of always maybe a non-negotiable that he was going to prioritize that over pursuing his career.
Right.
But it's like I said, like doing that, he still gets to do what he loves,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have to sacrifice doing what he loves to also be there for someone he loves.
Yeah.
Which is just a great striking of balance and also understanding priorities, right? Like
Yeah. So I thought that was a
family
pretty good
remains
story
priority.
for us to get us started here on this family episode, kind of carrying on the momentum from the Mother's Day special last week.
Wow. No, I mean I love that. I don't think my story really compares, but it's a story I love. Sort of just about family loyalty. So here it is. After losing their dog for over 2 years, the Chilson family never stopped believing he'd come home. So in March of 2024, an American bulldog named Pezkoi, he disappeared from his family's yard in Chicago. And for most people, after that much time passes, you'd probably just start assuming the worst
Right.
or even get a new dog,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But Herb Chilson, Yolanda Chilson, and their son Joel refused to give up. Joel originally brought Pezkoi home when he was 19, and over time the dog became more than just a pet, part of their family, man's best friend.
Right. Yep.
Um, and they kept searching, posting flyers, holding on to hope for more than 2 years. Then finally, earlier this month, animal control in Bourbonnais, Illinois, they scanned a microchip and discovered Pezkoi was alive.
Oh my
And
God.
the reunion, it was so emotional because Pezkoi, he came back in, rough condition, needed medical attention because he was a stray dog on his own for 2 years. But it didn't matter to the family. They were just grateful to have him home. And this story just hit me so hard because not only did they not give up on their dog because the dog's a part of their family, they didn't replace him. There is no replacing.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's normal that when your dog passes and some time goes away, of course, you get another dog because a, a dog is my dog was my best friend, and I, used to have the same feeling about Kenzie and Abby, and
Of course.
it just it made me happy that they didn't get a new one or give up because I wouldn't give up on any of my siblings or my parents, and I think a dog and really any pet really is just an essential part of a family.
I feel like, Zach, we've shared so many stories that kind of fall along that same sort of story. Like, never give up, never lose hope, whether it be a family member going through something or, in this case, losing a dog. Like, you just can never give up hope. Oh
uh,
my God, 2 years, bro?
two
That's
years.
insane.
And it's funny because we talked about a Ted Lasso clip. Was it our first episode? I
I
think
think
so.
so, yeah.
And I'm rewatching the show right now, which was a
Oh,
mistake because I'm not getting any sleep. Like it
it's
was
such a good show, though,
it,
bro.
it was honestly irresponsible for them to come out with such a good show. Like, how do you expect anyone to like go to bed early at any point during that? But I digress. The reason I'm bringing this up is he talks about a saying that they're always talking about in Richmond, which is that it's the hope that kills you. And he has this whole speech about I couldn't disagree with that more. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hope is the only thing we have, and it just hits me in my gut because like the minute you give up hope and believing in the future and optimism is it's honestly the moment you lose. You give up and you don't have that anymore. But this story and like you said, all the other stories we've shared is a testament to why you shouldn't give up. Um, so
It's like in Star Wars when they're building up the rebellion. Rebellions are built on hope.
yes,
It's like that's at some point that's really all you have. It's all you can
and
stand on.
you have to start somewhere, and you just have to see things through, like not jump to conclusions too quickly, and maintain just a positive attitude because it's like what it's like you texted me today before we filmed like I haven't slept much this weekend. I posted a reel about it. I've overall been doing really well, but I've been struggling with just daily routine this weekend. And you texted me, he's like, "I'm gonna make today a great day, and that's my choice." And I think you were saying that more for me than for you, uh, but I needed to hear it nonetheless.
You might be onto something a little bit there. Well, anyways, I think we should get back on track. We'll get to our next story. And before I do that, I want to just kind of add that I like the story about the dog because as much as a dog isn't a biological family member, it is certainly an extension of your family. And I think that is true for a lot of things, including the story I'm about to share about a neighbor of a famous Instagram content creator. His name's Tyler Butterworth. You might have even heard of him. He's got like a couple million followers, but he cooks. He does
Pretty
like
keen.
cooking videos. And his neighbor, 77-year-old Rudy Neish, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, but Rudy's wife is her health is just declining. He can't, do stuff for her as much as he'd like. So he's been microwaving dinner for her as a way to take care of her. But of course, Tyler is this like Instagram content creating chef. He approached Rudy about making videos, teaching him how to cook so he could teach his wife. Well, sorry, not teach his wife, but just cook a better meal for his wife.
Right.
And dude, it's like going super viral, like millions of likes, millions of views. And it actually, there was a whole tabloid on the Today Show about it because it was just this crazy story. So now it's actually become a whole show called Cooking with Rudy on Tyler's page. And I mean, I got to read a little bit more about it, but really the core is Tyler noticed that her life was deteriorating, and Rudy's obviously older too, 77 years old, so just not able to do, probably exactly what she needs. And he just kind of stepped in, and now they do this beautiful thing. And all the comments are like, this is exactly what the world needs right now. But it's just like he he became an extension of this family doing that.
You know, eh, really the first thing that comes to mind, and maybe not the most important thing of this story, but it's kind of just how important collaboration is.
Yeah.
Like I, I had this idea for us to do this podcast in September. I couldn't have done this or been nearly as good at it without your help. And
Yep.
also, I think some of our best episodes are when we invited people to
Yep.
join. be Josh, Marcus, or moms, like it elevates the whole experience for everyone. And so for um you said sorry, what was his name?
The
The
chef or the older guy?
both.
So it's Tyler is the younger chef. I think he's like 34 or like 36
Yeah.
or something. And then Rudy is the older guy that Tyler is teaching how to cook.
So I just think like for Tyler to recognize, like see what Rudy is doing, understand that he can help,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful thing. And on top of that, it elevated both of their careers and lives.
Yeah.
It's that is a beautiful thing. Humans are collaborative by nature, and it elevates everything. I think it just shows love. I think it shows how much Tyler recognizes the importance of family and Rudy, and the
Yeah.
fact that he was able to use his skills to go and help someone else with their whole life is that's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah. I just thought it was cool, man. I mean, because I think that, you know, if either of our parents weren't doing well, I think it's safe to say that we would step in and try and assist in any way possible. Now, I'm not sure if you and I are chefing up crazy meals for our mom and dad later in life, but
It's practice.
but the thought is there though. And for Tyler to just step in with no second thought is like, yeah, like I'm doing that. Like
Yeah,
doesn't matter if he's my neighbor or my family member or whatever. Like that's yeah, no brainer. Done.
done. And I like the thing you said about kind of no hesitation. Like you recognize a problem, you know the solution, bang. Like go
Yeah.
do it, take action. Which
And
just
great.
speaks louder than words.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, and granted, he is a content creator, so like this is incorporating into his page and what he produces, but still like a just a really, really cool thing.
And
Um yeah,
but to that point, like even though it elevates Tyler's career and it was a good thing for him to do, like I don't think there's really any selfless acts in the world other than giving up your life for someone. There's not a single selfless act. Even this podcast that we do, like, yeah, we're trying to help people and uplift mood, but like at the end of the day, I do this because it makes me feel good.
yeah.
And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that at
No,
all.
not at all. No.
It's the outcome is good. If it benefits you, great. Like it should.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree with that. With that being said, that kind of wraps up stories. Let's do quotes. You want to do your quote first?
sure. So my first quote is from Alex Haley, the Pulitzer Prize winning author. She wrote Roots, um, super influential book about uh, ancestry, identity, family, legacy. But here it is.
Let's hear it.
In every conceivable manner, the family is the link to our past and the bridge to our future.
Oh wow.
Um, this really hit me hard because I don't my all of my grandparents passed away, and for my grandfathers it was when I was really young, and my grandmothers I was older and I could kind of understand what was happening more. I don't think I established the relationship with them that I necessarily wanted to. And I look back at that now and I regret because I can't imagine a world and where hope, my grandparents aren't close with my parents. I want
Yeah.
that to happen.
Yeah.
There's so many things I just like I could have learned from them and asked them, and it's something I need to do a better job of. And I just think this quote is so true that understanding history and your past, your family's past, is one of the best ways you can move on to the rest of your life and understand like studying history in general is so important because it helps you not make the same mistakes in the future. And if you do make the same mistakes, you can recognize how to address them. And so
Yeah.
I just think that speaks volumes to the importance of family. So that's my first quote.
And I take two things away from what you said. One, no amount of money ever bought a second of time. Like there's just never enough time with your loved ones. And two, like it just makes you realize for the moments you did have with your grandparents and now moving forward, like when you have kids and your parents are their grandparents, how important it is for them to be present in their lives when those moments are happening, right? Like
Yes.
I am so fortunate in like a million ways that I am an hour from my grandparents.
Yeah.
I've probably seen, I mean, it's Bud and Brenda, who of course you've met, Grampy and Grammy. I've probably seen them more in the past 6 months than I've seen in my entire life.
And that's such a wonderful thing.
It's a blessing.
Especially because they get to see you doing your thing as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think back to those times at Door County where like, Bud screamed at us for taking bikes when we like biking down the road and we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Uh, to now seeing you as a young professional, making his way, it's probably just such a rewarding thing for him. And of
And don't
course,
worry, I still get yelled at for leaving the lights on or taking a bike. So that definitely hasn't gone away. But I love that quote. I actually saw something the other day that was like your parents are the gateway to yesterday and your kids are the doorway to tomorrow, like something like very similar. But it's so true, man. Like I know for a fact before my grandparents pass away, which God forbid, hopefully is never, but it eventually will happen. I hope before that I get a moment to just jot down some stories and just like my mom always says she wants to start recording her phone calls with her mom. Cause like you just want to hold on to it, you
I
know?
yes, I think cherishing memory versus dwelling on the past
Yeah.
is they're not necessarily two sides of the same coin. It's just entirely how you look at it. I think having those stories and having those moments that you can look back on and remember, and fortunately, we live in an age where that's easy.
Yeah.
It's not only going to help your grief when eventually the inevitable happens, but it's also going to make you a more well-rounded person.
Yeah.
Just have that.
Yeah.
So I love that idea. I think it's something you should do.
This is a perfect segue to my first quote. It's a happy family is but an earlier heaven.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not going to say that I'm like the outmost like religious person ever. I was baptized. I did do communion. I was confirmed. I do believe in a higher power. I'm not really sure if I believe in a heaven, although I believe that 6045 Lady Slipper Road, which is where my grandparents reside, is the closest thing to heaven, pretty much. But I think it's just what we talked about last week with our moms. Those moments with your family just kind of bring you back to like everything is okay
Yeah.
and this is like the best it could be. And it sucks that you don't realize how good it is to just be surrounded by your entire family. Like for you and me, like all five, like
Yeah.
those moments are so numbered,
I
but they're so awesome when it happens.
I just couldn't agree more. This was it 2 weekends ago when I went down to Charleston for Mother's Day. Um, I just my whole family being there, like I need that. I just want it way more often than I get it because it kind of resets me.
Yeah.
Understanding how my whole family is doing, it shifts my perspective away from, I don't know, being kind of so self-centered, which often I am, and it makes me just like delve into this amazing culture and love that my family is.
Yeah.
And I think also the reason we appreciate it so much more now is because those moments come so much less often.
I know. Just
Um,
the worst, man.
it's hard for me to imagine really arguing with my family in this stage of my life, at least about anything serious. Whereas when I was surrounded by them and couldn't control my emotions so much, like it made it a lot harder. So on one side, it's like way more special when I get to see them now, but on another side, um, I miss being around them all the time. So
It's honestly something that fills me with so much regret when I think about middle school, high school, and all the stuff we did together and just not being grateful.
yes,
And honestly, it's to no one's fault. Like it's not my family's fault, it's not my fault because I just didn't know. Like I didn't know life without my family every day.
it's
And
an
now I'm
essential part of growing
experiencing.
up.
Yeah.
Like you don't know until you know, and
Yeah.
it's like how you get frustrated when your parents always tell you like you'll understand when you're older. And now I'm older, and I'm like, wow,
Like
you're right.
sucks.
You're right again.
You're of course you are. Damn it.
Dang it. Yeah,
I
dang
I
it.
I literally was just saying to my sister, like, we were out at a bar in Chicago. This is probably like 3 weeks ago, like just me and her getting a drink before some dinner with friends. And the bartender comes up to us and he's like, "Are you guys twins?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are, but we're also like really good friends." And he's like, "That's the best ever." He's like, "But I know for a fact." He's like, "What are you guys, 23?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I bet 5 years ago you guys absolutely like despised each other."
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah, man, like you hit the nail on the head. Like I wouldn't say despised each other, but like we certainly aren't as close as we are now. And it's unfortunate that you only realize how cool your siblings are and for how much of your life they will be in it until you're not together all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you got to prioritize family, man. Have to.
Have to. Have to. So I'll get into my second quote here.
Okay.
This is from Richard Bach. He's a philosophical writer, best known for Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Is the book. The bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life.
Wow.
Um,
Holy moly.
you can you can be bound by blood, and you can be, and obviously that's a link that you'll have forever. But how you treat the people close to you says everything about you, and how you treat strangers. But
Yeah.
for this specific purpose, being able to respect the people you grew up with, take the good with the bad, love your family for who they are and not who they are not, is everything. And that's the bond, right? It's the
Yeah.
respect and the joy that you have with each other that connects you. And it's not all about blood. And something that else I want to talk about is how family, it really doesn't just apply to your blood relatives. Like, you are my family. My roommates are my family. Like,
Yep.
my my closest friends are my family, and imagining life without them is impossible. And being able to respect them and experience amazing things with them is, quite frankly, the most important thing in my life. No matter what stage my career is at, that's really all I care about.
Can you
So,
share the quote one more time too, just for our listeners?
yes, the bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just goes back to the conversation we had in one of our earlier episodes where you just have to be so cognizant of the people that you choose to be in your life. Choose wisely who's closest to you, man, because like you become a product of your environment, but also like I don't want to I don't want to share my precious time with people that don't respect me or someone that I don't respect for reasons why they do certain things that they do. But that is a super powerful quote, dude.
I think respect is really kind of the key in there. Like, you're not always going to have joy, and you're not always going to have amazing moments with the people that you love, but as long as you respect them and you treat them with care and the respect that they deserve, your relationship can outlive anything.
Yeah,
Uh, So I think respect is incredibly important in that.
I love that. I'll get to our last quote here. And this one just happened actually. I'm not sure if you saw this, Zach, but um, the Rams defensive end Kobe Turner was the commencement speaker at I think it's Richmond University. It's either University of Richmond or Richmond University, one of the two. But he said it's not even really a quote, more of just like I really liked how he said this. He said it's so freeing to be authentically and unapologetically yourself.
Mm,
Now, it doesn't have a lot to do with family or at least prioritizing family, but I think the one thing you kind of realize when you're growing up is you can be both of those things all the time around your family because they're never going to judge you.
yeah.
But then I think when you turn 18, leave the nest, go to college, you can probably kind of take on whatever persona you really want to take on and then carry that into your career. But I literally was thinking about this the other day, like when I'm just like my goofy self and just like living the way that I want to live and not for other people, I just feel so much better.
Yes. Like, it, I think it's like what we talked about maybe during the when you brought up the Mendoza story, but
Yeah.
him just kind of saying like, I'm not a cornball or whatever, and then I'm thinking like, I am a cornball and I
Yeah.
love it. Like, I don't mind being corny. Like, I'm gonna kick it into overdrive here. Like, for listeners, I just put on epic sunglasses, but I love that about myself, and I'm always gonna be corny and whoever I want to be, because that's who I am, and it is freeing. Like, it doesn't matter, and my family's gonna love me regardless. Now,
Yeah.
what you said about judgment is like, I think my family would judge me if I went down certain paths, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think your family's there to tell you when you're messing up and like when you're not being yourself. I think that's really what the key is like having people in your life holding you accountable so that you are being authentic,
But I
you
think
know?
I think it's out of love though for from a family member,
Yes.
whereas like it might not come from that place from someone that well well you never know, but someone that's close to you, I would hope that it comes from like a place of love, but not
Yes.
judgment. I mean, it's like the quote from Ted Lasso, like be curious, not judgmental.
Yes.
All right, Zach, let's do our sound heroes now.
Yep. All right. So my sound heroes this week, like I talked about earlier in the episode, that your family isn't necessarily your family. I think I've used everyone in my family as my silent hero already. Um, so I'm going to use my roommates, Jonah Paris and Justin Cheapack, as my sound heroes this week. They really have become an extension of my family at this point. They're great people to live with. They're some of my best friends in the world. And just to say two things about them, Justin is really one of the most generous people I've ever been around in my life. There really isn't a thing that he's like, this is mine, it's not yours, don't touch it. Like he's like always happy to share, and it's a quality about him that really not a lot of people possess. And it's, I don't know, it just is so emblematic of his kindness.
Yeah,
Uh, and for Jonah, I just think he's such a good motivation in my life. Like the way he takes care of himself and, approaches life. And like, we have this deal where like, I pay for 75% of the groceries and he'll cook, meals for two.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah. And it's just like, I need that in my life because otherwise I'll eat out all the time. I'll spend too much money and I won't eat healthy. And he's just a motivating factor. And both of them improve my life so much. So, shout out to Jonah and Justin. I love you guys.
I've been very fortunate to meet both of them several times, and I can echo everything that Zach just said. Very good people, very worthy of a silent hero nomination of the week. So, Zach and I talked about this before the show started. We're doing sort of like a silent hero wins of the week, silent hero sandwich. So, I'm actually giving my win of the week first and then my silent hero just because they kind of go hand in hand. So, my win of the week is that I began training for a half Ironman, which if you don't know what that is, it's 70.3 total miles of athletics. Basically, it's a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike, and a half marathon, 13.1 mile run. So we're dropping this episode Monday morning. So Monday morning. So Saturday night, I did a 90-minute bike ride, which I don't know the actual distance 'cause I did it in my Peloton. But then on Sunday morning, I did an 8 mile run at like a little over 9 minute pace. Knees are a little wobbly. We're getting after it, but um, it's been just a really cool experience so far, and it just kind of leads me to my sound heroes. So my sound heroes are Marcus McClannahan, who's of course Zach's buddy from Miami, but I would like to believe he's my buddy now too. And he of course ran a full Ironman a couple of years back, and he's been helping me a ton with like nutrition, what I should be eating, how I should be training. And then my other sound hero is my uncle Tommy, who's ran several Ironmans and done several triathlons, and he's been super helpful about like which bike I should get, how I should be doing XYZ, whatever. But something that Marcus told me was like, dude, like the whole thing about doing an Ironman, or at least my case, a half Ironman, is like it's not even the product. It's not even finishing the Ironman. It's like the process of training for it because it's so rigorous, like changes your entire life. And I feel like I've already kind of felt the mental effects of it the last 2 days. I've gotten up early both days. I've burned 1,000 calories in both workouts. I feel fantastic. My mental like fortitude just feels like it like can't be touched, which I just love. And he was saying like you will just be so much better off afterward, physically and spiritually, which I just love to hear that. And the fact that I'm already kind of feeling some of the effects of that is like really cool. Now, granted, I'm only 2 days in, and the race is in like middle of September, so I got to keep it rolling. But that's sort of my win of the week and sound hero, like all combined. I know that was kind of long winded.
No, you just fired me up. Like that was awesome. My buddy Clark has been he told me that he's running a marathon in Philly, I think in November, and he inspired like is asking me to train with him. So maybe I'll actually commit to that. We'll see. But hey,
Hell yeah.
you're really inspiring me. But I just like we had Marcus on the show, and everything he seems to say is just so profound, and just
Yeah.
the whole thing about you training to like that's what's going to make you better, not the actual product. It's the
Yeah.
whole idea of it's the journey, not the destination. And I think your sound heroes were great. That's absolutely a win. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see how you feel as you keep going. Like it's gonna be a feat.
Yeah, it'll be something. I've got my active recovery day tomorrow, so I'm gonna go hit some golf balls, and then Tuesday is the first brick run, which is a bike right into a run. And then Wednesday and Thursday is the first time I'll get in the water,
Wow,
which that'll certainly be interesting because Green Bay is very cold. But I do want to swim in open water because that's how the actual event goes. Like you're not in a pool, obviously.
you dig
So
sweet currents.
yeah, so I'm gonna go up to Door County and do that. Well, I think that'll really be like the first true test because not that biking and running aren't hard, but swimming is not something that I've done in a long time. Now, granted, I'm a fine swimmer, so I should be fine. But
But it's a whole different kind of strength and endurance.
yeah, like it. Let's like I don't know what the like equivalent of swimming a mile to like running is, but I've never even come close to that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. Just, be careful. Like I don't want you,
Yeah.
don't swim too deep, don't get too far from the house. Just do mini laps close to the
That the base training program was like don't go in water that you couldn't like stand if you stopped, and
yeah,
also like don't just go swim a mile, like do intervals, like do like 500 yards stop, 500 yards stop, go
right.
back and forth. Yeah, so yeah, that's my little bit there.
It's awesome, dude. I'm really proud of you.
Your win of the week, sir, please.
My one of the week, not something as monumental. I would say my one of the week is this morning. I got to see our mutual friend, Victor Matz.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
he flew in from LA to see some college buddies this weekend. He told me he would be here like 2 weeks ago. But then, yesterday, like I said, I had a late wake up,
Happens.
and I missed. It's a little on him. He didn't like remind us early that he was coming this weekend, me and Sam, who live here, but he flew in from LA to see like a college reunion. And this morning, me, Sam Schmidt, and him went to go get brunch and walk around
Nice.
a little bit. And it's just so great to see him just doing so well. And like I said, like it's those moments where you get to see the people you love um now more than ever is so you just want to cherish it and hold on to it. And it was just so amazing to see him.
Dude,
So
that's why we got to get the trip to Wisconsin worked out for July.
got to figure it out. We were also talking about it. It's not the most convenient trip. It's like
No, not at all. I'm more just offering up the house versus like not having to buy an Airbnb somewhere. But dude, for some reason I thought you meant your buddy Victor from Miami. I had no idea it was Victor Matz.
no, Victor Matz flew in. I mean, I see
Uh
Victor all the time and I
yeah,
love
I
him.
know. That's why I was like, oh, like brunch with Victor. Like, yeah, for sure. But obviously it is a little bit bigger than that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The two very important victors in my life. Um, so yeah,
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I think this is for, a little bit of a hiatus. I mean, I think this was like probably the longest we've gone in between episodes. I love this episode. Love
I
my
thought
family. Love talking about it.
me too, man. Me too. So if you're listening to this, go text your family. No, go give them a call.
Yeah.
Um, just let them know you love them and figure out ways that even if you're far away from them, that you can keep that relationship close because if you have nothing else, you have your family
Yeah.
and you have the people you love that you can
And
always find.
I'll just put a bow on it. You can never tell your family how much you love them. Never.
Yeah, never.
So we'll cap it off there. Episode 11, prioritizing your family and a lot of other good stuff. But with that said, we'll see you next week. See you later, folks.
Thanks.